Hello guys, back again. And it's always kind of cool when a game that was not supposed to be ever come out or like was talked about being out on the system and never happened is eventually released, especially when it's released by some of the people who originally worked on it. I think it's really cool. I think ROM is a future for games that were never released where they can release the game that, you know, in the form that it was done and gamers could try it out and say, hey, this either it's not done all the way, say, hey, I this is what they were trying to do with it, or it was done but never released. There are games out there that were done that never got released. Either the company went under, the system, they didn't think it was, profitable to put on the system. There's a lot of reasons that a game never saw the light of day. But Lemmings is, of course, a classic puzzle game that everybody has probably played at some point or another. It's basically been on almost every console and every device ever made, like a lot of old popular puzzle games are. But both the Game Gear and the Sega Master System versions of Lemmings 2, The Tribes, never appeared. That they simply disappeared without a trace. That they were talked about happening, they were supposed to happen, and it just disappeared. Well, one of the developers tasked with the 8-bit Sega port has basically come online and released a downloadable ROM for both versions. So if you want to try the Game Gear version or aka the Sega Master System version, you now can try them. It comes from Matt Taylor, basically one of the people who was working at Spider Soft in the 90s. And he's also, by the way, if you want some interesting stuff, he has actually been detailing his colorful past in the gaming world on the SMS Power Forum. So if you want to go there and check that out, there is a link in the article to go there if you want to go check it out. And so, again, returning, one of the things, of course, to his things was releasing this in ROM form for people to try out and actually, like, in a sense, keeping the game out there for people to try. In other words, being kind of keeping it to for the game for future generations to try. It's out there in ROM form and people can try it. But according to his discussions he's been talking about behind the scenes of Spidersoft, that the Game Gear and Master System versions of Lemmings 2 were created and canned, of course, by the company who owned them in 1994. Was it Pyosis? I always say it wrong. P-S-Y-G-N-O-S-I-S. They basically canned it in 1994. Despite being finished, these games were completely finished, but due to the cost, and of course doing marketing for the 8-bit system in 1994, it was never seen the light of day, obviously. And there are a lot of games like this on a lot of consoles that I really wish the developers, so many years later, especially games that are completely not very actively made in games, just release the game out there so gamers can try it. Nevertheless, you finally have a what it was originally supposed to be, and so now if you can try it in ROM form, or I'm sure there are ways. Of course, the other thing is, with the growing number of EverDrives and other things out there to able to play, ROMs on your consoles or devices, there's probably a way to play this on another device. But obviously, if you want to play the ROM on an emulator, you can try the games that were never released. And to me, it's kind of cool to see what these games look like. Maybe, you were never going to buy them on that console, but it's kind of see what they look like compared to the other games on other consoles and how close they got those games. Again, it's a shame a lot of games didn't see the light of day. A lot of games are in development consoles that either the next generation console took off or the fan base just wasn't there to buy it anymore. So if you want to, check out the article below. Go try Lemmings on the Game Gear and again, to me, it'd be kind of cool if somehow, again, this would probably take a lot of work depending on who owns Lemmings, who bought assets of the former company and other stuff. But to somehow find a way, if they could find a way to get the rights to be able to make this game on like a Game Gear or a Sega Master System, somehow find a way to do maybe a Kickstarter or something and get the rights to be able to release these games in physical form. Because I think somewhere down the road, some of these games deserve to at least have a small print run in physical form for the retro collectors. It'd be kind of cool to have. Anyway, what do you think about the fact he released this on ROM to preserve this game for future generations to play it down the line, or for fans to try it? Do you hope other publishers and people who made games do this, so you get to try games you knew were released that never actually saw the light of day on the console? Or do you think they should find a way to be able to get permission to do these and release a physical copy for people to, at least a limited number of people to pick up and play? Anyway, guys, like always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.